This is the recording of repeat sentence from number 1 to number 50. You will have time to answer the question and then the next one will be played. The first question will be played in 3 seconds. 1. 39.5% of Californian didn't speak English. 2. A computer virus destroyed all my files. 3. A demonstrated ability to write clear, correct and concise English is bigotry. Four. A lot of agricultural workers came to the East End to look for alternative work. 5. A periodical is a publication that is issued regularly. 6. A preliminary bibliography is due the week before the spring break. 7. A study skill seminar is on for the students who require assistance. 8. A thorough bibliography is needed at the end of every assignment. 9. All essays and seminar papers submitted must be emailed to your tutor. 10. All filed assignments should have a full list of bibliography. 11. All necessary information is in the assignment. 12. All postgraduate students should participate in the seminar. 13. All students and staff have the access to printers and scanners. 14. All students are encouraged to vote in the forthcoming elections. 15. All students must participate in the exercise. 16. All the assignments must be submitted by the end of this week. 17. All the necessary information is in the assignment. 18. Allergy problems do run in the family, but we don't understand why. 19. Any text or references you make should be cited appropriately in the footnotes. 20. Anyone who has a problem with their accommodation should speak to the welfare officer. 21. As for me, it is a strategy to go to judicial review. 22. Basketball was created in 1891 by a physician and a physical instructor. (23) Being a student representative on the union really cuts into my study time. (24) Being a vegan means not eating any other meat. (25) Biographical information should be removed before the publication of the results. (26) Conferences are always scheduled on the third Wednesday of the month. (27) Conservation is the survival of future generation. (28) Could you pass the material to students that are in your row? (29) Critic literature theory tends to broaden. (30) Distance learning has become far more popular these days. (31) Does the college refectory offer vegetarian dishes on a daily basis? (32) Does the government in your country help families that need help? (33) Doing this research makes me think of the purpose of science. (34) Don't forget to hand in your assignments by the end of next week. (35) Dr. Green's office has been moved to the second floor of the building. (36) Due to rising demand for courses, the university should increase the staff, too. (37) During the next few centuries, London became one of the most powerful and prosperous cities in Europe. (38) Eating too much will do harm to your health. (39) Elephant is the largest land-living mammal. (40) Essays should be typed with double space in white paper. (41) Even with the permit, finding a parking spot on campus is still impossible. (42) Farmers do not always receive price for agricultural goods. (43) Fees are heavily discounted, and bursaries are available for delegates. (44) Globalization has been an overwhelming urban and urbanization phenomenon. (45) He was constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture together. 46. He was not the only one to call for legal reform in the 16th century. 47. Higher numbers of patients were infected than during previous outbreaks of the illness. 48. However, this method is problematic in terms of accuracy. 49. I believe children should read aloud more. 50. I can't attend the lecture because I have a doctor appointment.
51. I didn't understand the author's point of view on immigration. 52. I missed yesterday's lecture. Can I borrow your notes? 53. I still don't understand the last sentence. 54. I think it's really difficult for an Englishman to imitate a real American accent. 55. I think the university's main campus is closed. 56. I thought the midterm exam was only worth half of our course grade. 57. I used to have a cup of coffee with 1 sugar. 58. I will be in my office every day from 11 to 12. 59. I will be in my office every Tuesday and Thursday. 60. I will check again, but I am pretty sure we are supposed to read chapter 2. 61. I will now demonstrate how the reaction can be arrested by adding a dilute acid. 62. I will start with a brief history of the district, and then focus on life in the first half of the 20th century. 63. I'm glad you got here safely. 64. I have got a tutorial in an hour and I haven't had any time to prepare for it. 65. If you forgot your student number, you should contact Jenny Bryce. 66. If you have problems, please contact your tutor. 67. If you want to quit the student union, tell the registrar. 68. In Europe, the political pressure is similar regarding globalization. 69. In the last few weeks, we have been looking at various aspects of the social history of London. 70. In the past, students were required to complete 2 long written assignments. 71. International students can get help with locating housing near the university. 72. Interpreters are not readily available in this department. 73. It is important that you work as a team on this project. 74. It is important to take gender into account when discussing the figures. 75. It is quite clear that the rising prosperity does not make people feel more content. 76. It's the words of common occurrence that have different referential value. 77. It's time to finalize the work before the Wednesday seminar. 78. Journalism is the collection and publication or transmission of news. 79. Junk food's popularity relies on marketing. 80. Just wait a minute. I will be with you shortly. 81. Make sure you correctly cite all your sources. 82. Many of the most popular courses are available online. 83. Many of the urban poor lived in an extremely cramped condition. 84. Mary felt happy when she learned the results of the election. 85. Maybe it is time for me to make some changes. 86. Meeting with tutors could be arranged for students who need additional help. 87. Meteorology is a detailed study of Earth's atmosphere. 88. Modern poetry often tests the conventions of language and rhythm. 89. More females than males graduated from universities last year. 90. Most of the assignments should be submitted on the same day. 91. Most students are not eligible to claim housing benefits. 92. Most university teaching take place in lectures and seminars. 93. Much of his research objectives are driven by his natural curiosity and instincts. 94. My biggest concern for the future is climate change. 95. New timetables will be posted on the student notice board. 96. New York City is famous for its ethnic diversity. 97. Newspapers around the world are reporting stories of presidents. 98. Next time, we will discuss the influence of the media on public policy. 99. No crop responds more readily to care for husbandry and skillful cultivation. 100. No more than 4 people can be in the lab at once.
101. Novelists have a major role to play in inflecting their time to their readers. 102. On behalf of our department, I would like to thank you for your participation. 103. On this project, you will be asked to work as a group of 3. 104. Our class is divided into 2 groups. You come with me, and the others just stay here. 105. Our professor is hosting the Business Development Conference next week. 106. Our young people need education and more organized activities. 107. Overcrowding, poor sanitary affected the daily life of the majority of the population. 108. Parents should provide guidance and examples to children's values. 109. Physics is the subject of matters and energy. 110. Physiology is the study of internal and external structure of the body. 111. Please finish all the reading chapters before the field trip. 112. Please register your student email account at your earliest convenience. 113. Portfolio is due to the Internal Review Office no later than Tuesday. 114. Put the knife and fork next to the spoon near the edge of the table. 115. Reserved collection of books can be borrowed up to 3 hours. 116. Residence hall is closed prior to the academic building closing time in the semester. 117. She has been in the library for a long time. 118. She is an expert of the 18th-century French literature. 119. She used to be everywhere, but today she is missing. 120. Sport is the cause of traumatic brain injuries in the United States. 121. Student services provide help with housing and transport. 122. Students are held accountable for adhering to established community standards. 123. Students are so scared of writing essays because they have never learned how. 124. Students can download the materials from the website. 125. Students can get access to computers on a daily basis. 126. Students must observe lab safety regulations at all time. 127. Students need to finish their assignments during the next 4 weeks. 128. Students should take advantages of the online resources, Internet before attending the lecture. 129. Students will not be given credits for assignments submitted after the due date. 130. Studies suggest there may be a correlation between educational achievement and family size. 131. Though demonstrates a need for further research in this field. 132. The aesthetic implications of this study have not yet been fully explored. 133. The agricultural sector in that country has heavily subsidized. 134. The application form is available in the office. 135. The author expressed that modern readers ADV cannot accept. 136. The books in the library can be borrowed up to 3 hours. 137. The brief outline takes us to the beginning of the 20th century. 138. The café house is closed down and the snack machine is still running throughout the night. 139. The campus tour will help you get familiar with the teaching facilities. 140. The clear evidence between brain events and behavioral events is fascinating. (141). The college welcomes students from all over the world. 142. The contest includes both the land history and the human history. 143. The country suffered a series of invasions by present-day Germany and Denmark. 144. The course registration is open early March for new students. 145. The current statistical evidence indicates the need of further research. 146. The date of the invention of the first clock was disputed among historians. 147. The development was mainly included in Chapter 9. 148. The economic class will take place in the main lecture room. 149. The English word typhoon comes from the Chinese word big wind. 150. The facts you have gone out with such infinite trouble were in failure to pinch. 151. The first few sentences of an essay should capture the reader's attention.
151. The first few sentences of an essay should capture the reader's attention. 152. The first person in space was from the Soviet Union. 153. The glass is not the real solid, because it doesn't have crystal structure. 154. The information on the Internet become more reliable. 155. The inherent tension between these two features remains to be addressed. 156. The initial results are intriguing, however, statistically speaking they are insignificant. 157. The lecture tomorrow will discuss the educational policies in the United States. 158. The lecture will deal with the influence of technology on music. 159. The library will be closed for 3 days over the bank holiday weekend. 160. The majority of the hardware we are using was built for a customer. $161. The maximum production of chocolate is in U.S. $162. The medical center is located near the supermarket on North Street. $163. The meeting will take place in the main auditorium. $164. The minimal mark for distinction is no less than 75%. $165. The mismatch between the intended and reported uses of the instrument has become clear. $166. The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly follow the freshman seminar. $167. The office said Dr. Smith will arrive later today. $168. The original Olympic Games were celebrated as religious festivals. $169. The part of the story is the story of my father. $170. The pharmacy was closed when I went past this morning. $171. The professor will talk the summary in the lecture. $172. The psychology department is looking for volunteers to be involved in research projects. $173. The real reason for global hunger is not the lack of food, but poverty. $174. The recent study has thrown out the validity of the argument. $175. The research paper should begin with a thorough review of the literature. $176. The result of the study will be published next month. $177. The results will be available in the main course and online. $178. The School of Arts and Design has an open day on Thursday next week. $179. The seminar on writing skills has been cancelled. $180. The seminar will be on the last week of the quarter. $181. The smoke from these contributed a great deal to the air pollution. $182. The student welfare officer can help with questions about exam technique. 183. The study showed that people's mood can be affected by news and weather reports. 184. The technology they introduced meant that metal and leather goods were produced there for the first time. 185. The test selected materials from all chapters in this course this semester. 186. The theoretical proposal was challenged to grass. 187. The topic for discussion is usually related to the topic for a speech. 188. The topic next week on colonial will be the nuclear disarmament. 189. The trial N is to increase the interests of the issue and the jurisdiction N. 190. The tutorial is held on the 8th of April. 191. The United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. 192. The verdict depends on which side was more convincing to the jury. 193. The visiting professor is going to give a lecture on geology. 194. The wheelchair lift has been upgraded this month. 195. There are hundreds of clubs and societies to choose from. 196. There are lots of people competing for the places in computer courses. 197. There are no scheduled classes during the final exam weeks. 198. There are varying plagiarism across different university departments. 199. There is a pharmacy on campus near the store. 200. There is a position available for a junior lecturer in media studies.
201. There is no entrance fee for tonight's lecture. 202. There is plenty of cheap accommodation off campus. 203. There is varying plagiarism across different university departments. 204. There will be a guest lecturer visiting the psychology department next month. 205. There will be a significant rise in tuition fees starting next year. (206). There will be ample opportunities to ask questions about the presentation. (207). There will be no extensions given for this project. (208). This article covers the who, where and when of the conflict. (209). This can be used as the starting point of my discussion today. (210). This course will examine some of the profound ethical dilemmas. (211). This year we are applying to use a different type of assessment on this module. (212). To receive the reimbursement, you must keep the original receipts. (213). Try to explain how your ideas are linked so that there is a logical flow. (214). Tutorials are held for 2 hours every Thursday during semester. (215). Unfortunately, the two most interesting economic election clash on my timetable. (216). We are also going to be more prescriptive about what you focus on in your presentation. (217). We are delighted to have Professor Robert to join our faculty. (218). We are not going to accept the assignment after the due day on Friday. (219). We are warning the clients that the rates are increasing. (220). We don't have enough evidence to draw conclusions. (221). We don't teach in the same way as we used to. (222). We like people to write a case study, describing an organization they know. (223). We must hand in our assignments by the end of the week. (224). We must put great care when analyzing data. (225). We need to hand in our assignments by the end of the this week. (226). We offer a broad range of undergraduate and postgraduate courses. (227). We should take gender into account when analyzing the data. (228). We will discuss these two pictures in next lecture. 229. We would like a first draft of the assignment by Monday. 230. We would like people to write a case study, describing an organization they know. 231. We've decided to ask you to write 4 short pieces of written coursework this semester. 232. When I was in school, I had many of the same problem you do now. 233. Will those happy days ever be forgotten by you? 234. Words can't express how sad we are to hear your loss. 235. Would you like to videotape our lecture? 236. Would you pass me the book on the left-hand side? 237. Would you prepare some PowerPoint slides with appropriate graphs? 238. You can get a student card at the reception. 239. You come with me. The others stay here. 240. You must complete this chapter before going to the field trip. 241. You must establish a day and a time with your tutor. 242. You should include your name and identification number in the application form. 243. You should raise your concern with the head of school. 244. You will be informed of the results by email. 245. You will be less stressed if you are well prepared for the exam. 246. You will find the economics section on the second floor of the library.